But he's not allowed in because he went fishing last time. You can play outside. You're having fun. Hey guys, it's me, Bren, and I'm out in the dome today. I want to share with you a few of the really exciting things I have going on out here and explain a little bit about what's going on in here in this growing space here in my garden, which is in Northwest Ohio in hardiness zone 5B. But the dome is about roughly an 8. So here we go. Soaking up the sun with my plants. I'm anxiously waiting for this tropical hibiscus. It's one of my older ones. I really pruned it back in late autumn, which I'm a little nervous. I probably shouldn't have done that, but we had moved everything outside of the dome so that we could put a new wrap on the inside to help with the heating and keeping things ready for the winter. And it's slowly coming, so fingers crossed. I need to feed my fish. I feed them now this time of year roughly twice a week. They eat it really slow because the water's nice and cold, and they're not real active right now. They're just kind of dormant. One of my absolute favorite things about having a greenhouse or a dome in Northwest Ohio is my citrus. Just look how beautiful. I've actually got some little blooms getting ready to pop, which is awesome because what that means, it's going to smell really nice in here. And I also have a couple that are coming along in another roughly about a month or 2 months. This will be big enough that I can pick. It's a lime. It's really cool to have. Soaking up the sun on the north side of the dome here. So this is a neat lime. I've had this one for a couple of years now. At the bottom, which I think is really making a difference with how happy the plant is. Oh, somebody ate on it. I have a succulent coming out, and then I had also thrown a couple of nasturtium seeds in there, which are going crazy. They're reaching for the sun over there, and they're down here on the ground. But I really think having other plants growing in with the citrus at the base helps kind of mulch it a bit, maybe, because here, this one is my lemon, and I don't have any blooms on this one, but it looks good. It's doing good. And I believe that back there might be my orange. Wait, actually, citrus is hard to tell apart. And now look, once again, look, this one's doing really well. It's nice and green and pretty, and I've got plants growing in the bottom. This one actually has some another succulent in it. So that's interesting to note. And look back there where I don't have a specific ground cover planted. It looks like there's a weed back there, that one. And I got a little bit, you want to get those leaves off. I got a little bit of oh, I see the fly. I've got a fly in here, and it's eating it. Stuff that's left behind, I think, from scale, basically. I'll have to look into that more. Maybe get a soap on there. That's not a good thing. All right, so while I'm in here today, I actually, first thing I do when I head out to the dome is I check the weather for the week, especially this time of year, because like today was like the first day of spring, and the first day of spring was 75 degrees. You know that feeling? Okay, false alarm. It was not 75 degrees in Ohio today. However, the sun was out all day. Well, most of the day. It's starting to fade now, but it's also getting closer to sunset. So it had all day to heat up in here, and it sure did, which is awesome. So it was a beautiful day. Now, with that in mind, things start getting dry because the sun and the moisture, you know, it sucks all the moisture out of the soil, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go around and I actually check a few of my plants that I do not want to get completely dry because it will actually kill it or make it struggle. So I'm going to check things. I'm going to water just real lightly because tomorrow we're supposed to have mostly sun, where the next day cloudy because we're supposed to get snow again. So that's important to check ahead. If it was going to be cloudy tomorrow, I probably wouldn't water. I'd hold off till after the snowfall. But yeah, that's where you just got to kind of gauge it, look at it, and decide. Rule of thumb, it's better if things in the dome get a little dry as opposed to too wet during the winter season like we're in right now. So now, before I sign out, I want to show you the blooms I have. Well, they're almost here. They're kind of taking their time, but I'm really excited about this. My Christmas cactus is totally taking its time blooming, but I'll tell you what, as it blooms, it is gorgeous. This is my white and light pink one, which I was looking at photos from last year, and this plant actually tripled, it looked like, with my photos. And here is a red one I got last year. This one doubled. It is just starting to bloom. That orange container's kind of thrown it off, but it's a pretty red. And I really like how the leaves on it and the cactus has turned kind of reddish, which I don't think it's supposed to do that. There's probably a reason for that, I'm not sure, but it sure does look pretty. And there's a couple more blooms on there. This one was kind of struggling a little bit, and actually this one was a little too dry early in the season, so maybe that's just a sign, but it looks okay now. It looks really good. It looks somewhat healthy. This one is totally taking its time, and this one easily tripled. This is a beautiful one, and when it blooms, it's really unique. It is a as you can tell, it's kind of a peachy yellow pinkish bloom. I found this one in New York not last year but the year before on my 50th birthday, so that was really exciting to bring that home, and it's doing really well. In fact, I might end up dividing it, maybe, we'll see. It's just so pretty. It's really liking it right here on the succulent table. Before I go in today, I'm going to go ahead and try to clean up some of my pansies. A couple of them are just getting a little weepy, and I almost wonder if they just need a little more water. They get really cool at night, and maybe if I just give them a nice little haircut, they'll perk right back up. But I did notice this one over here that stays really cool. This one's doing really well. I'm just going to leave this one be. Maybe I need to move those over here. There's really just loads for me to talk about in here. I could just live stream 24/7 when I'm in here and tell you everything that's going on and explain what I've witnessed and experienced in here. But then I probably wouldn't get any gardening done. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. Thanks so much for checking out my video. You can find this and other information about my dome and other creative living and growing ideas on my website at brenhaas.com. I hope to see you there.